Straight ahead on CCX News, how local police are trying to show their human side.
I want people to understand that cops are people too, as well.
Plus, it's a problem you wouldn't expect in the state of hockey. Local athletic associations trying to get kids interested in playing the sport. And a special treat at Osseo Senior High School. CCX News starts right now.
Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us. The hashtag MNCopsVRA is trending on Twitter. It stands for Minnesota Cops Virtual Ride-Along. The statewide social media campaign is giving people an inside look at what some police officers have to deal with on an average day. Reporter Sonia Goins went along as Osseo police officers participated in the campaign.
Officer Anthony Mortensen is the face behind the Osseo Police Twitter and Facebook accounts.
I've been doing our Twitter for that entire time frame for the year and a half.
For the first time, Osseo and other law enforcement agencies across the state are collectively posting on Facebook and Twitter what happens when they're out on patrol.
Doing a ride-along with an officer without actually physically being in the car and doing it all virtually.
Our cameras were rolling when he made this routine traffic stop along County 81.
And then do you have your insurance as well?
After the official business was taken care of, Officer Mortensen sent out a tweet describing what happened. Turns out the driver says he didn't realize he was driving so fast.
In this instance, I'm just going to give this guy a verbal warning and then we'll let him go.
Osseo police say that technology is changing how they engage with the public. If they want to alert residents about a potential crime, they'll often post on Twitter or Facebook. On August 5th, they were looking for a missing person, so they sent out a tweet, hoping to reach a larger audience.
It's allowed us as a police department to become closer to our citizens, as well as others outside of the city of Osseo and the state of Minnesota, frankly. And
messages aren't always serious. Officer Mortensen often shows a lighter side to his personality, like the time he thought a ghost was rolling up windows in the squad car.
I want people to understand that cops are people too, as well.
In Osseo, Sonia Goins, CCX News.
An officer from Duluth spearheaded the virtual ride-along campaign. Besides education, the goal is to also gain media followers. The virtual ride-along started at 6 this morning and it will wrap up at 6 on Saturday morning. Taxpayers in Robbinsdale could be paying about $8 a month more in property taxes next year. The proposed budget could raise taxes just more than 7% next year. That breaks down to about $92 a year for the average median value home of $188,000. The increased budget allows for cost of living increases that have been flat for about the last 3 years and adding a police officer. The council will vote on the budget again in December. Minnesota is considered the state of hockey, but one hockey organization in Brooklyn Park is struggling to attract youth. Here's reporter Meredith Hackler.
It's called the fastest game on ice.
You can play hockey for the rest of your life.
It's a sport that can be played no matter what your age. And the North Metro Hockey Association in Brooklyn Park says it's like being a part of a family.
You see the same people. You spend a lot of time at the rinks for practices and games. At the younger ages, at the mite level, most weekends you have an event, you get to hang out with the same kids and same families. And it's a really kind of a tight-knit community feel.
While the game of hockey is fun, the North Metro Association is having a hard time attracting new talent.
Our kids are having tons of fun out here, and we would love to have more kids join us, especially in that, kindergarten, first, second, third grade years. Come on out. Hockey's really inexpensive to start those first years. We offer free registration for first-year skaters.
Along with the free registration, new members can also rent their gear.
Basically, for the first year, it's free. You just put a $50 deposit down that they don't even, like a check that they don't even cash, and at the end of the year they just rip it up.
The sport gives kids the opportunity to work together in a team environment.
Agility, how to work as a team. It's more about just working together rather than being individual, focusing on their athleticism and making sure that they're working hard. We like to give them a good workout.
While also working with coaches who help them achieve more than just goals on the ice.
It's just a ton of fun being involved in the kids' lives, trying to build their character and just make them better athletes. It helps them focus in school and kind of gives them a sense of purpose.
In Brooklyn Park, Meredith Hackler, CCX News.
And if you would like your kids to try out hockey, you can take them to the Brooklyn Park Community Activity Center from 10:30 to 11:30 this Sunday for a free session, and there will be gear on site for the kids to wear and check out. Music students in Osseo got a real treat on Friday morning. The Minnesota Orchestra put on a concert as part of its Symphonic Adventures series aimed at high school students. The venture brings one-hour concerts to metro area high schools, hoping to show students the joys of classical music performed by a world-class orchestra. Osseo Senior High staff tell us they feel lucky to be a chosen school this year, and doubly lucky because the orchestra was led by none other than the Minnesota Orchestra's music director, Osseo Vanska.
Yes, exactly. We've got the Osseo Vanska, which is ridiculous. I actually did not think that he would be joining us this morning. So the fact that he's taking the time to conduct this ensemble in this space for our students is absolutely life-changing.
Vanska led the orchestra through several pieces, including the highlight, Copeland's Appalachian Spring. Still ahead on CCX News, a classic children's tale comes to life on stage. Plus, two of the state's best girls swimming teams go head-to-head as Wayzata takes on Hopkins. But first, a chilly start to your weekend with chances of frost on Saturday morning. Stages Theater has brought another children's classic to life on stage. Neil Persley previews Charlotte's Web in today's Weekend Showcase.
I really love this book. This was the first book I read from cover to cover when I was 7 years old.
Written in 1952 by E.B. White, Charlotte's Web has long been a children's favorite. Now Stages Theater brilliantly brings the stage adaptation to life.
I want a friend, someone who will play with me. Do you want a friend, Wilbur? I'll be a friend to you.
The story is about a little pig named Wilbur who is befriended by a spider named Charlotte who helps Wilbur from being eaten by spelling out different words in her web over Wilbur's pen.
I think the message is treat others the way you want to be treated, and also like that type of idea, because for Charlotte, she kind of gives everything for Wilbur. She kind of sacrifices almost her entire life just trying to keep him alive.
The story has a happy ending, but is a little bittersweet.
I'm up there in my web and I'm like, yay, this is so exciting. And I hear Zuckerman say, we'll take him straight to the grandstand and then straight home from there. And it's just this moment of, this is the last time I'm ever going to see my best friend ever.
It is a little bittersweet. I think it really hits real human emotions, and I think that that's really the brilliance of E.B. White, was that he took animals and we feel the human emotions through the animals.
The onstage chemistry between Wilbur and Charlotte is wonderful. The characters are cast perfectly, and if you've read the book, you'll most certainly enjoy Stages Theater's performance of Charlotte's Web. For a weekend showcase from Stages Theater in Hopkins, Neil Persley, CCX News.
Charlotte's Web is on stage now at Stages Theater in Hopkins through October 21st. Still ahead, some opportunities to enjoy the outdoors and get in a good workout too. Find out about some 5K runs happening in the area this weekend. But first, the Totino Grace boys soccer team puts plenty of goals on the board in their latest win. John Jacobson has that and more up next.
I'm John Jacobson with sports. The Lake Conference holds the top 4 spots in the state Class AA girls swimming pool this week, and Hopkins is rated 9th. Number 4, Wayzata, fired up as they played host to Hopkins at Lifetime Fitness. They're off in the 200 medley relay after Melinda Zhang gives Wayzata a big lead in the 3rd leg. Anchor Claire Ranke finishes it off with a win and a time 149.32. 200 freestyle, Zhang dominates for the Trojans, leading wire to win in 156.69. 200 IM, Hopkins Jr. Allison Hall gets the win right behind her. Wayzata's Tallulah Lesher in 2nd place. 50 freestyle, Ellen Hofstad of Hopkins edges Wayzata's ranking for the win, but it's Wayzata coming out on top. 99-82 is the team score. Breck's boys soccer team played to a scoreless draw against Holy Angels last Saturday in a matchup of top 5 teams in Class A. Thursday, the Mustangs faced rival Blake, another team ranked in the top 5 in the state. Cool night at Breck for this one. Free kick for Blake in the first half. It bounces around in front, but Breck goalkeeper Hudson Hacker comes up with the ball. Second half, Blake's number 15 rips a shot through traffic, but Hacker makes the save. Breck's best scorer is Eric Smits, and in overtime he gets loose and drills a hard shot, but Bears goalkeeper Will Taylor is in perfect position. This game ends in another scoreless tie. The Totino Grace boys are ranked number 1 in Class A soccer. They're also looking to repeat as Northwest Suburban Conference champions in a conference filled with Class AA teams. Osseo hoping to pull the upset on Totino Grace's home field, but the Eagles get one early off the corner kick. It caroms around to Thomas Setter, and he gets a piece of it for the goal. Stevenson Lamar beats the defender to the ball and turns to put the shot away as the Eagles jump out to a 2-0 lead. And they are not done. Lamar gets control of the bouncing ball and pushes it ahead to Herbert Endeley. His try a stop and it deflects back off Endeley and in for a 3-0 lead. It's 4-0 Eagles at halftime. Osseo comes out strong in the second half. Prince Mazakwe over to Robert Wallati, and he's alone to score. The Orioles cut the deficit to 4-1. But Grace nets a couple more goals. Endelay's corner kick on target. Jacob Wasik gets the redirect for the goal. Totino Grace rolls to a 6-2 win. In the girls' match between Osseo and Totino Grace, the Eagles looking to break a 3-match losing streak. First half, nice crossing pass. Sarah Lewisell. Sydney Sohn blasts it home for the goal. Midfielder's goal gives the Eagles a 1-0 lead at halftime. And that's the way it stays. Osseo goalkeeper Erica Seitz keeps the Orioles close, making several big stops in the second half. But the first half goal by Sohn holds up. Totino Grace wins 1-0. In volleyball, Benilde-St. Margaret's is trying to build some momentum into the home stretch of the season. The Red Knights hosted Cooper in a Metro West Conference match. Benilde is on the left. Sarah Luong sets it to Alexis Brixius, who goes deep middle with her hit. Red Knights grab a 12-6 lead in the opening set. BSM executes their offense pretty well in the set. They use the middle attack here. Allie Brooks puts it away for the kill. And Benilde takes the opening set 25-16. Cooper plays better in the second. Savannah Ballard sets it left side to Laura Beaner. She gets the kill. And the Hawks lead it here 12-10. Benilde responds with some solid play. Libero Haley Hewitson with a nice set to Maisie Jackson. She puts it away, and Benilde surges to the win 25-18 in set 2. In the third, BSM jumps on the Hawks early. Brooks delivers an ace serve for a 16-3 lead. And they never let Cooper get going in the third set. Benilde rolls to the sweep over the Hawks. The Red Knights have now won 3 straight matches. And that is all for sports. Shannon, back to you.
All right, thank you, John. Today in Local Vote 2018, we finish up hearing from the candidates for Crystal City Council. In Ward 2, the 2 candidates running for your vote are Brendan Banks and Julia Hill.
Hi, my name is Brendan Banks, and I'm running for Crystal City Council Ward 2. I am married with 5 children, 4 boys, 1 girl, 2 dogs, 2 cats, and 3 turtles. As a former police officer, I want to continue serving the community, which I've done my whole life. We've moved to Crystal because of the community, which is great neighborhoods, culture, parks, and schools. I've had a life of service, and I was taught early on to give back. I've been a part of various community organizations. I've been a former volunteer firefighter, and I was a vice president of a police labor union. I believe in a connected community, a safe city, and responsible budgeting. You can find out more at banksforcrystal.com and on Facebook. I hope to earn your vote.
My name is Julia Hill. When we look at our community, I believe we see many of the same opportunities for growth. We see the same areas where we can improve and grow our community. But everyone has their own perspective, their own views, not only about what to prioritize, but also about how to resolve each issue or to implement each improvement. I believe that the best progress must be community-driven. We all need to listen to one another. We need to work together to make Crystal a better community and to be the voice for the residents of Crystal, all of them. That is why I am running for Crystal City Council Ward 2. I love this community and I want to serve my fellow neighbors and friends to be your voice in Crystal. Please vote November 6th and exercise your voice.
Up next, going running to help out local police. Plus, the biggest bash a local brewery has ever seen. We will take you there up next. This weekend, lace up your running shoes. You have 2 opportunities to raise money to support local law enforcement. The 14th annual Plymouth Firefighters 5K Run and Walk will be Saturday, starting at 9 a.m. at Plymouth Fire Station 2 on Old Rockford Road. You can still sign up starting at 7:30 that morning, and all money raised goes to the Plymouth Crime and Fire Prevention Fund. In Crystal, there's the 4th annual Run for Rocco 5K to raise money for the Crystal Crime Prevention Board. It starts tomorrow with the kids race at 8:30 and the 5K at 9 a.m. at Bassett Creek Park in Crystal. Rocco will retire this year, so money raised will be going toward a new K9. But don't worry, Rocco will still be out at the race, so you can still go and say hello. 3 years is a long time for any new business to gain traction. In Maple Grove, that's worth a celebration. OMNI Brewing is holding a 3-year anniversary party all weekend. Today, party attendees can try out OMNI's limited edition release of its Mango Blackberry Sour IPA. On Saturday, OMNI is releasing its new Russian Imperial Stout. The brewery is estimating as many as 1,000 people to show up for its 2-day event.
We're certainly expecting this to be our biggest event yet. We've got the whole parking lot blocked off for it. Tons of people on staff. All the draft lines will be full between infusions and new beers that we'll be tapping. It should be a big day. We might even bring out some old kegs from years past that have been waiting to see the light of day again. It should be really fun.
The anniversary event runs until 11 tonight, Friday, and on Saturday from noon until 11 as well. OMNI Brewing is located off County Road 81 and Zachary Lane near Maple Tavern. And that's all the news for now. Thanks for joining us. We will leave you today with part of the concert that was performed by the Minnesota Orchestra at Osseo Senior High School this morning. Enjoy, everyone.